So today's video is gonna be kind of insane. As you guys will probably be able to remember, in my last video I started the grind to be able to successfully complete a floor 7 dungeon. And in that video I was able to get all 9 ancient rose drops that I needed to craft the flower of truth. And today I'm going to be continuing on with that floor 7 grind, except I'm going to be shifting my focus over to floor 4. Because now that I have acquired the Flower of Truth, my next goal is going to be getting the 20 Spirit Bone drops from floor 4 so that I can craft 4 bone meringues for myself. And I don't want to spoil anything from today's video for you guys, so all I'm going to say is things get kind of crazy. Really quickly though guys, I just want to give you a quick reminder that we are less than 4,000 subscribers away from 100K. We are seriously so close. So if you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button for me, because at 100K, I may have a little surprise I'm going to be releasing for you guys. Also, literally everything I do in these videos is streamed live over on my Twitch channel, so if you'd like to check that out, I will be leaving a link down in the description below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into my journey. So, like I mentioned in my last video, the drop rate of getting a Spirit Bone seems to be somewhere between like 1 in 20 and 1 in 50. And given the fact that I need literally 20 of these things, that means that I'm going to be doing somewhere between 400 and 1,000 floor 4 runs. Which means that I can't really be affording to waste any time at all. So immediately following the release of my last video, I got started on the Spirit Bone grind. Now, one thing that I didn't mention in the last episode that is definitely going to be helpful and is a very important piece of information for you guys is that way back when floor 4 was initially released, I did around 100 runs and managed to get myself 2 Spirit Bones. So starting off here, I already have 2 out of the way and only have 18 more to go. Another thing that's going to end up being very useful for this floor 4 grind is the fact that I've already gotten myself a full set of werewolf armor around 3 months ago. Because in the floor 4 boss fight, werewolf armor is just insane and kind of broken, to be honest, because the ferocity bonus it gives you allows you to double hit and sometimes even triple hit Thorn, making the whole boss segment go by, well, like 2 to 3 times as fast. So thanks to this time save, right off the bat my floor 4 runs were only taking around 4 to 6 minutes apiece, meaning I could get around 10 to 13 of them done every single hour. And to make things even better, on one of just my first couple runs, I got very lucky. Unfortunately, it was the wrong type of lucky. Are you kidding me? Bruh. So yeah, I literally got a drop that is as rare, if not maybe even more rare than the Spirit Bone, but it just happened to be an item that I have 0 use for because I already crafted my Spirit Scepter like 5 or 6 months ago, I'm pretty sure. Thankfully, I managed to follow up this bad luck with some pretty good luck as I got 2 Spirit Stones almost back to back, which are items that are going to be very useful later on when I actually want to use the bone meringues. Because the Spirit Stones are used to apply the Spiritual Reforge, which is the ideal reforge for bone meringues. So naturally, I purchased both of these because I was eventually going to need to get 4 of them anyway. And what transpired after this is essentially the metaphorical equivalent of the Hypixel Skyblock RNG system spitting in my face. Because I proceeded to get every single crazy rare floor 4 drop except for a Spirit Bone. First, I got the Spirit Boots, an item that I'm pretty sure I had never even seen in my first 100 runs of floor 4. Shortly after this, I got a Spirit Sword, another item that I don't think I had ever seen before. And as the icing on the cake, well, actually, I'll just let you see this one for yourselves. Which means it must be in this chest right here. 3, 2, 1. 2 wings in like, what did we do today? Like not even 20 runs? 2 spirit wings and I cannot get a single Spirit Bone? I'm so done with this game, dude. Oh my god. I cannot believe that's real. And if you think that's bad, buckle in because it's about to get a lot worse. Because after rage quitting floor 4 runs for the rest of that day, I came back the next day feeling a little bit more hopeful. But on one of my first few runs of the day, absolute disaster struck. Because, as the result of some inexplicable dupe glitch, my 3/4 SA Armor and Zombie Knight wardrobe slot duped over my werewolf slot. Meaning that I had not only lost a set that I had put a ton of time into fishing to get, but I also had now lost a very good strategy for the floor 4 boss fight. Immediately after this happened, I did do my best to reach out to some admins to see if I could get in contact with someone to fix this somehow, I don't know. Unfortunately, I didn't get a response. And to make matters even worse, over the next 3 days or so of my floor 4 runs, I went on a complete dry spell, with the only even semi-decent drop I got being another Spirit Reforged Stone. But then finally, after nearly 80 runs of not getting a single Spirit Bone, this happened. Okay, first 3, of course, nothing, and Emerald. Oh my god! First run of the day! Let's go! Let's go! How much? Okay, 500k. Let's go, baby. Yes, I had finally gotten my first Spirit Bone since starting the Floor 7 saga. Unfortunately, I still had 17 more of these to go until I could craft all 4 bone meringues. It was also on this day, though, that I kind of just realized I was not going to be getting a response from the admins in regards to the werewolf armor just getting deleted out of my wardrobe. And since I was really not in the mood for getting banned for having a duped armor set in my wardrobe, I decided it was time to void the duped SA armor. The boots have been voided. The Shadow Assassin leggings have been voided. The Zombie Knight chestplate is voided. And the helmet is voided. But even though I had given up hope on ever getting my old set of werewolf armor back, I still wanted to have a werewolf armor set in my possession because it just makes floor 4s so much easier. And the next day just happened to be the spooky event, so I dedicated 3 hours to spooky fishing to try and get as much werewolf skin as possible so I could start working towards getting another full set for myself. And by the end of the event, I had done pretty well for myself. I had fished up a total of 44 werewolf skin, meaning I was just under halfway to being able to craft a full set. As you guys probably know though, the spooky event only occurs once every 5 days, so no matter what, I was gonna have to do a bit of waiting before I could get myself a full set of werewolf again. And with spooky fishing concluded for now, it was time to get back on the Spirit Bone grind. But first, I put a little bit of work into the other crafting component of the bone meringue by going through and upgrading all of my skeleton minions to tier 5. This is important because I would eventually need 10 enchanted bone blocks for each of my bone meringues, which equals out to about 250,000 bones per bone meringue. So I want to make sure my skeleton minions are working as fast as possible. And upon returning to doing some floor 4 runs, it seemed that my luck had finally turned around, as only a few runs in, this happened. We're just going straight to him today. Let's go! Let's go, finally! Let's go, baby! Let's just see what else we have. Imagine I just like, I'm gonna buy the free chest again. Alright, there we go. 1.5 million coins. Bit more expensive than the 500,000 coin one we got, but dude. For a second, I didn't see it in my inventory, and I was like, oh god. Let's go, baby. That is sick. All right. I was now only 1 spirit bone away from being able to officially craft my first bone meringue. And it didn't take long to get the 5th and final one, as only about an hour or 2 later, this happened. Okay, here we go. For a god tier run. Let's go. Let's go. So, with all 5 spirit bones now in my possession, I made my way back to my private island and gathered up all the other materials I would need and crafted my first of 4 bone meringues. And 3, 2, 1. We have crafted our first ever bone meringue, boys. And you guys are saying to MLG it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Of course, as great of an accomplishment as this was, it still was only the first of 4. I still had to get another 15 spirit bones in order to complete this quest. That being said though, before I could get back on the grind for more spirit bones, it was time to do a bit of fishing once again. But this time, it was not spooky fishing. This time, it was Yeti fishing, because even though I am still not fully committed to doing whatever amount of fishing is going to be required to get the baby Yeti pet, I figured it'd be kind of cool to have, so I might as well make an attempt at it. But before I go over the results of this Yeti fishing session, I have a bit of explaining to do to you guys. Because since the last time I have showed you my fishing setup on video, it has gotten a lot better. First off, I used a decent chunk of those 69 million coins I farmed up back in episode 69 to purchase the rest of the sponge I needed from the builder NPC in order to get a full set of shark armor. And on top of that, those ice minions that I told you guys were only up for the frozen scythe, well, that was a bit of a lie. Those ice minions were also up so that I could upgrade the Yeti rod I had gotten a few months back into an auger rod. On top of all of that, I had also been doing a ton of Yeti fishing off video over on my Twitch channel, trying to get a baby Yeti pet to surprise you guys with. Obviously, up until this point, that hasn't worked out, but as a result of all that fishing, I had gotten myself enough enchanted lily pads to also be able to get a Rod of the Sea. So yeah, aside from like a few really hard to get reforges and enchantments, I was pretty much dealing with like a maxed out fishing setup here. And this maxed out setup ended up working out amazingly for me. Because as soon as I started fishing, I began to fish up Yetis at an incredible pace. I mean, in the past, I would have been lucky to fish up like 1 Yeti per hour with my old setup. But for whatever reason, during this session, I was fishing up a Yeti like every 15 to 20 minutes. It was insane. Oh my god! Wait, I was literally fishing with Griffin Pet as well. Wait, one sec. Oh my god. Unfortunately, despite me fishing up a total of 7 Yetis in like a 2.5 hour period, they all ended in disappointment with no baby Yeti pet. And after this soul-crushing event, I decided to go back to the Spirit Bone grind. But those last 2 Spirit Bones that I had purchased had sort of bankrupted me, so before I could get back on the grind, I needed to farm Netherwort for a little bit to make some quick cash. And after getting back on the grind, it appeared my streak of good luck was going to continue, as within only an hour and a half of floor 4 runs, I managed to pull not only my 6th Spirit Bone, but also my 7th. Bonk. No. Boom. Oh! Let's go! Let's go, baby! What the heck? Unfortunately, this streak of good luck was very short-lived because on my next day of runs, I only managed to get 1 even semi-decent drop, and let's just say I wasn't very happy about it. I'm done. I'm literally done. I'm done. I'm done with this game. I'm actually done with this game. Nope. I'm going back in chat. Who said it? Who said it? Oh my god. Are you kidding me, man? What do you have to say for yourself? I'm so upset. You did this to me. But then, for whatever reason, at the end of that stream, I was just not satisfied with how bad my luck had been. So I decided to do one last run before I stopped for the night, and you'll never guess what happened. All right, here we go. Rage Brain. Easy. All right. For the clutch shot, will I be rewarded with a Spirit Bone? No. Oh my god! We did a singular. One singular, just random run at the end of the stream. I don't know why I even felt compelled to do this run. For some reason, I just wanted to do another floor 4 run. For no reason. After 3 hours of a drought. And we didn't get the Spirit Bone, man. And with that Spirit Bone drop, I was now only 2 away from being able to craft my 2nd bone meringue already. But I had once again gone totally broke, so I needed to get myself some cash before I could continue doing any more runs. Thankfully, Scorpius had just been elected mayor, so right off the bat, I was able to claim a free 1,000,000 coins from him just for voting for him. And then, as always, for the rest of the coins I needed to get, I just farmed some more Netherwort. So, with my bank account balance now looking a lot healthier, I got back into doing some floor 4 runs, and it wasn't too long into these runs that I managed to pull my 9th Spirit Bone, meaning that I was now just a single Spirit Bone away from officially being at the halfway point of this crazy grind. And after a completely disastrous floor 4 run that took nearly 10 minutes because of how many times I missed the final shot on Thorn, something crazy happened. Please. End my misery. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, well all you have to do to get a spirit bone is apparently miss like 15 shots in a row on Thorn and then finally just get the shot. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. So there we go. That is now enough to craft the second bone meringue. That is exciting stuff, dude. So, of course, I once again headed back to my island, gathered up all the materials I was going to need, and crafted that second bone meringue. This is insane. This is actually insane. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bone meringue number 2 has been crafted. And with me now being officially at the halfway point, I thought this would be a great opportunity to take a break from the floor 4 runs for a little bit, max out these bone meringues, and do a damage test. But first, it was once again spooky event time, and I was still 100% committed to getting myself another full set of werewolf armor. So, just like I had 5 days prior, I once again committed 3 hours to spooky fishing, trying to get as much werewolf skin as possible. And even though I ultimately fell 10 werewolf skin short of being able to craft the full set, I did get some pretty cool drops along the way. First off, I hit my 10,000 sea creature milestone, meaning I got a legendary dolphin pet completely for free. Secondly, one of the Grim Reapers that I killed during those 3 hours of fishing dropped my first ever deep sea orb, which if you guys don't know, this is used to apply the submerged reforge to armor, which is by far the best reforge for fishing gear. And also, at the end of this event, I made my way over to Cat, where I had been upgrading my rare tiger to an epic tiger since the last spooky fishing event. And the reason I had been doing this is because the epic tiger pet, much like the werewolf armor set, gives a bunch of ferocity, so it is also very useful for the floor 4 boss fight. So with spooky fishing now concluded, it was time to get back to that bone meringue test. But one of the key enchants in making bone meringues do a lot of damage is the overload enchant, which can only be obtained from floor 5 dungeons. Now, I was not about to get 16 overload books for each bone meringue because for one, it'd be crazy expensive, and for two, it would just take way too long. So I set my sights on simply getting 4 overload books for each bone meringue so that I could get overload 3 on them. But there was one little problem, because even though I had enough money in my bank account to purchase any overload books I dropped in floor 5, I did not have the 6 mil that would be required to purchase the SA chestplate just in case I got one. And there was absolutely no way I was about to run floor 5s with the risk of dropping an SA chestplate and not being able to afford it, because that would just be like the biggest L in history. Thankfully, I still had a lot of extra enchanted diamond blocks left over in my chest from my minions' diamond spreadings that I didn't end up using to craft the tier 10 perfect chestplate. So I sold off a ton of those diamond blocks for a few million coins and started grinding floor 5s. Unfortunately, these overload books were like way more rare than I had initially anticipated them to be, and even after doing like 5 hours of floor 5 runs, I still only had 5 out of the 8 overload books that I needed to enchant these bone meringues. And just when I thought I could not get any more annoyed, Hypixel trolled me in probably the worst way possible. No way, dude. No way. No way! To add salt to the wound. I'm quitting this game. But, I mean, this is actually cruel. This is just, like, I cannot believe the game would do this to me. My third Shadow Fury. Now, for those of you who aren't like super familiar with the way Hypixel Skyblock's drop system works, this might not really make any sense to you. But the reason I was so upset about this was because the Shadow Fury and Shadow Assassin chestplate have the same exact drop chance. Yet somehow, I had now managed to pull 3 Shadow Furies, but not a single Shadow Assassin chestplate. But then, just when I thought there was no way things could get any crazier, this happened just 2 runs later. Alright. Oh my god! 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 I literally cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. I'm actually shaking. Oh my god, I cannot... How is it possible I can get a Shadow Assassin chestplate but I can't get an overload book to save my life. So yeah, that was just insane. In an attempt to just simply try and get 8 Overload 1 books for my bone meringues, I managed to drop the Shadow Assassin chestplate, something I had literally been searching for 3, maybe even 4 months at this point. I mean, this had been a goal of mine for as long as I can remember now. So obviously, I immediately got this thing enchanted, reforged, and recombobulated, and I tested it out to see how crazy it was. And for whatever reason, in this initial test that I did, it actually didn't outperform my Zombie Knight chestplate by too much. But I think I just wasn't getting enough kills in the dungeon run to make the full set bonus give me a ton of strength like it usually does. Because since this initial test, I have done quite a few more runs with the chestplate, and I can now say that I'm doing like 4 million damage sometimes, as compared to this video where I think I was only doing like 1.5 to 1.7 mil. But yeah, just gotta say, overall, still in shock that I got this drop, and it is very awesome to have. And for now, this is where my Floor 7 journey is going to be leaving off. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, you are a certified legend, and I really seriously appreciate you. This video took a ton of time to record and edit, so you watching the whole thing just really means a lot to me. With that being said, I hope to see all of you over on my Twitch channel where this craziness goes down live. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace.